Yes. Our Holy Spirit up. Yes, it's a beautiful morning here at Inioluwa, and we're live at the studios of iPower 102.7 FM. This is your delectable sports program, Sports Diaries, and I am Sports Steve. And this beautiful morning, I will be taking you on an eventful ride through the world of sports, ranging from the latest sports update, expert analysis, and exciting highlights in the sporting arena. Now beginning from the EPL, where we've got this on Chukwueze. Chukwueze banks on home support to beat Crystal Palace. Samuel Chukwueze believes Fulham can rely on their impressive home form to beat Crystal Palace. The White hosts Crystal Palace at the Craven Cottage tomorrow in what is expected to be a thrilling Premier League encounter. Marco Silva's side have lost only to Manchester City and Arsenal at the home in the current campaign. Pep Guardiola's Manchester City were lucky to beat the Cottages 5-4 on Tuesday. A game Chukwueze netted a brace. The Nigerian international is confident they will secure maximum points against Palace. He said, and I quote, in our home games, we are good. Since I arrived, we have only lost 2 big games, and that is Manchester City and Arsenal. Apart from that, we have not lost any home game. We are strong in that aspect. We are good. That was coming from Chukwueze. Yes, talking EPL, where I've got this on Chukwueze, but this is coming from Silva. Fulham head coach Marco Silva has confirmed the club is yet to open talks with Samuel Chukwueze over a permanent transfer deal. Option to buy set at between 22 to 26 million euros, according to recent reports. The 26-year-old is also reportedly keen to remain at Craven Cottage beyond the season. Silva is relaxed with the situation and is confident they will get the deal won on the right time. He said, and I quote, no talks. We have protected ourselves with the deal. He's been very good to us. Let's hope he can do the same in the next 1 or 2 games. We have options with him, Silva said in pre-match his press conference recently. Chukwueze has been impressive since arriving Fulham. The Nigerian international has registered 2 goals and 3 assists in 7 league appearances for the London club. Yes, moving on to the NNL, where I've got this coming from Sporting Lagos as they target victory against Rovers in Uyo. Sporting Lagos head coach Jeffrey Butter has expressed his team's desire to secure maximum points in the next league fixtures against Calabar Rovers. but aside were out to a 1-1 draw against Belkuta Stormers. In the last game, Sporting Lagos will be up against Calabar Rovers at the Uyo Township Stadium on today. But said he's expecting a positive result in the game. He said, and I quote, we are trying to make up for the points dropped. We want to try and compete in every game. We will show how we can be positive. We can bring positive results in our game against Calabar Rovers. Yes, moving on to the 2026 World Cup. What we've got this coming from Atletico. Ancelotti, as he gives only one condition for Neymar to play for Brazil. Brazil manager Carlo Ancelotti has given conditions for legendary attacker Neymar Jr. to play in the 2026 FIFA World Cup. The next World Cup will start in the United States of America, Canada, and Mexico in June. And the draws were made yesterday at the Kennedy Center in Washington, D.C., with U.S. President Donald Trump and FIFA President Gianni Infantino in charge. Brazil are in Group C of the competition alongside Morocco, Haiti, and Scotland. Neymar, a former Barcelona, Paris Saint-Germain, and Al Hilal star, has been in fine form for his boyhood club, Santos, where he scored 11 goals in 26 appearances despite injury setbacks. Fans and journalists are eager to know if Atletico Ancelotti, a former Real Madrid boss, as the Santos attacker in his plans for the World Cup next year. Speaking after the World Cup on Friday night, Ancelotti said, and I quote, I understand you guys are very interested in Neymar. I want to clarify, we are in December, World Cup is in June. When I announce the squad in May, if Neymar deserves to go, he will. If he's better, or same as another, he will play in the World Cup, period. It will be his fourth World Cup tournament for Brazil. If Neymar gets Ancelotti's nod for the next year's event, he was there in 2014, 2018, and 2022. Yes, moving on, still in the world of soccer, where I've got this coming from Victor Osimhen, as he reveals what happens to him if he loses a match. Galatasaray striker Victor Osimhen has revealed that he finds it hard to sleep whenever he loses a match. According to him, he becomes a completely different beast whenever he's on the pitch of play. The Nigerian international has been impressive for Galatasaray so far this season. The 26-year-old scored a brace as Galatasaray defeated Samsunspor 3-2 in the Turkish Super League on Friday. Speaking recently, Osimhen said, losing, to be honest, it is very cruel. Whether it's street football, real matches, the World Cup, or African Cup of Nations, even in life, I have never liked losing since I was little. Of course, it's normal, it's part of the game, and I have to accept it. But if I could, I would like to win them all. People will live with me know if I lose a match, it's very hard for me to sleep. When I'm on the beach, I become a completely different beast, and that was coming from Victor Osimhen. Yes, still talking football, still talking soccer. Where we've got this coming from EPL, Aston Villa. We've got this on Aston Villa as they are ready to topple Arsenal's title charge. Arsenal's quest is finally landed a Premier League title. Continues with a trip to Aston Villa. What could possibly go wrong? An early Saturday kickoff. Villa Park, Unai Emery. In recent years, Emery has toppled the title charge of his former club. 2 seasons ago, Villa beat Arsenal home and away without conceding last time, although Michael Arteta's men won in the Midlands, they were out to a 2-2 draw at the Emirates. Both teams will face each other twice this December. Interestingly, Villa go into the game seated in third place, 6 points behind Arsenal. So, a win for those who would see them go 3 points within the Gunners. It has been a whirlwind campaign for Emery's men. They took just 3 points and scored only 1 goal in their opening 5 league games of the season, but have since won 8 of the past 9 games to shoot up the table. Arsenal have been a more consistent team this campaign and are widely regarded as favourites to become champions in May. This is one tricky tie they have to navigate to stay on track. Victory against Villa will see Arsenal open an 8-point gap at the top, landing a significant psychological blow before Manchester City or Sunderland. Despite the injuries they have picked, this is a game they must leave with something, or else they risk their season unraveling. Yes, moving on, still talking soccer. We have got this coming from Alex Iwobi as he is on wide Troost Ekong left Super Eagles. Super Eagles midfielder Alex Iwobi has revealed why the team's captain William Troost Ekong unexpectedly retired from Nigeria's national team. Iwobi said the defender was no longer playing as he would have wanted to play for his country ahead of the 2025 African Cup of Nations. Troost Ekong on Thursday announced he was leaving the Super Eagles despite his name being included in the provisional squad for the tournament in Morocco. Troost Ekong has played 83 games in the colours of Nigeria and we expected him to lead the team to the tournament that begins in less than 2 weeks. Iwobi said recently that the defender exit has created a huge vacuum in the team, even though he had not featured regularly lately. He said, and I quote, of course, towards the end of his Nigerian career, he wasn't playing as much as probably he would like. He added that the team will miss the leadership style of Troost Ekong and the way he brought the team together as one family. So he will be very missed. He was a big leader for us. I'm sure we have other leaders that can follow in his footsteps, but we wish him well. Well, I wish him well too. Yes, still talking sports. We have got this coming from the EPL, and this is coming from Unai Emery as he names a favourite to win title ahead of Aston Villa versus Arsenal. Aston Villa manager Unai Emery has said Arsenal are the best Premier League team so far this season. Emery stated this recently during his press conference ahead of their clash in the Gunners at the Villa Park. The Spaniard, who replaced Arsene Wenger at the Emirates, goes into the game with his team sitting in third place. Villa can go within 3 points of Arsenal. Villa can go within 3 points of Arsenal at the top of the table if they win. Emery said, and I quote, we now have the really huge opportunity tomorrow to play against Arsenal, the best team until now. Of course, I think the favourites to win the trophy in the Premier League because they are performing and competing fantastically. Yes, sir. I guess we'll have to say, we'll have to wait and see who wins this match between Aston Villa versus Arsenal. That it is coming up tomorrow Sunday. That is the 7th of December. Yes, still in football, still in the world of football, we have got this coming from Adoti as he says Eagles are under pressure to deliver at AFCON. British Nigerian actor Razak Adoti opens up about football as he says Nigeria are under pressure from fans and the team alike to win the 2025 AFCONs. He said, and I quote, they certainly pressure on the team to win the upcoming African Cup of Nations, missing the World Cup, and the disappointing manner of the last AFCON campaign have increased expectation. We reached the finals, but the performance was poor, and it is difficult to understand the team's philosophy or style of play at the moment. Part of that comes from the squad, but management must also take responsibility. These are valid questions that need to be asked. And that was coming from Adoti. Yes, moving on, where we've got the full list. The full list of the 2026 World Cup draw. About the 12 groups of the 2026 World Cup in the United States, Canada, and Mexico from June 11 to July 19, 2026. Following yesterday's draw in Washington, it begins with the Group A, where we have Mexico, South Africa, South Korea, and a qualifier. In Group B, we have Canada, a qualifier, Qatar, and Switzerland. In Group C, we've got Brazil, Morocco, Haiti, and Scotland. In Group D, we have the United States, Paraguay, Australia, and a qualifier. In Group E, we have Germany, Curacao, Ivory Coast, and Kudo. In Group F, we have the Netherlands, we have Japan, a qualifier, and Tunisia. Group G, we have Belgium, Egypt, Iran, and New Zealand. Group H, we have Spain, Cape Verde, Saudi Arabia, Uruguay. In Group I, we have France, Senegal, a qualifier, and Norway. In Group J, we have Argentina, Algeria, Austria, and Jordan. In Group K, we have Portugal, a qualifier, Uzbekistan, and Colombia. In Group L, we have England, Croatia, Ghana, and Panama. Yes, moving on, where I've got this coming from Victor Osimhen. Still talking soccer, of course, as Osimhen scored braces as Galatasaray edged Samsunspor to a 3-2 victory. Super Eagle forward Victor Osimhen delivered an outstanding performance yesterday, scoring twice as Galatasaray secured a hard-fought 3-2 victory over Samsunspor to maintain their push at the top of the Turkish Super League. The Nigerian striker opened the scoring midway through the first half, finishing clinically after latching onto the well-placed through ball from Laurie Sane. Osimhen then doubled his tally after the break with a spectacular bicycle kick, restoring Galatasaray's lead and ultimately sealing all 3 points of the league leaders. The wins keep Galatasaray firmly in the title race as Osimhen continues to impress from Istanbul Giants. Yes, moving on to the EPL, where we've got this on Arteta as he provides Mosquera's injuries update ahead of Aston Villa clash. Arsenal fair Christian Mosquera could be sidelined for at least 6 weeks, adding to the club growing defensive corners. The Spanish defender suffered an ankle injury during the 2-0 midweek win over Brentford, and is set for further tests to determine the severity. As reported recently, Mosquera's potential absence compounds Arsenal's problem at the back, with first-choice centre-back Gabriel Magalhaes and William Saliba already sidelined. The 21-year-old required treatment after landing awkwardly and was substituted, with early indications suggesting he could miss between 6 to 8 weeks. Arsenal manager Mikel Arteta said his summer signing for Valencia required further examination, as he added, Mosquera is a more complicated one. We have another test today. He also said recently that Saliba is days away from returning after a knock-in training ruled him out of recent games against Chelsea and Brentford, while Gabriel may not be back until January with a thigh injury. Mosquera and Piero Incapi have been deputizing for a pair, but with Mosquera now facing a long layoff, Saliba availability will be crucial for Arsenal, who is currently off both the Premier League and the Champions League group phase. Yes, moving on, still talking soccer. We have got this on Emery, as he says Arsenal clash will test Aston Villa's title ambition. Unai Emery said the visit of Premier League leaders Arsenal on Saturday, that is today, will be the acid test of Aston Villa's ambition after his side stormed up to the third in the table. Villa just took just 3 points and scored only 1 goal in the opening 5 league games of the season, but have won 8 of the past 9 to close to within 6 points of the Gunners. Arsenal have looked a class apart from their challengers, and Villa manager Emery believes his former club are favourite to end their 2-decade wait to lift the Premier League. He said, and I quote, "We now have the really huge opportunity today, to play against Arsenal, the best team until now. And of course, I think the favourites to win the trophy in the Premier League because they are performing and competing fantastically. After our progress today is a really huge test collectively, huge test individually, and for me as a coach as well. I am delighted to have this opportunity. Challenging for Villa first league title since 1981 appears unlikely, but they are in the mix. They are in the mix for a return to the Champions League next season, and also sit joint top of the Europa League table. Yes, moving on to the EPL, where we've got this coming from Ruben Amorim, as he says he prioritizes team performances over players' names. Manchester United head coach Amorim has reiterated that his focus in winning the game, insisting that player selection is based on performance and readiness rather than reputation or homegrown status. The comment comes amid the growing frustrations over the limited first-team opportunities for the 20-year-old Kobe Mino and Liverpool-born academic graduate Lacey Mino, who scored in the United FA Cup final victory over Manchester City and started the Euro 2024 finals for England, has struggled to secure a consistent place in the squad. Lacey, meanwhile, has yet to make his senior debut, despite being the only attacking option on the bench in several matches. Asked about Mino's situation, Amorim said, "Of course, I understand, and my job is to answer, but you always ask me the same thing. I understand what you're saying. You love Kobe. He starts from England. He starts for England, but that doesn't mean that I need to put Kobe in when I feel I shouldn't. It is my decision." He offered no guarantee that the situation will change, even when Brian Mbemo and Amad Diallo leave for African Cup of Nations duty later this month. He further stated, and I quote, "I don't know. It depends. I've seen the training. If it's the best thing for the team, I will put him in. That is the only way I know how to respond to that." And that was coming from Ruben Amorim. talking football, still in the world of soccer, of course. And the program is still Sports Diaries, coming to you from our Power 102.7 FM. We've got this untruth Ekong retirement as the NFF pay tribute to Super Eagle captain William Troost Ekong. The Nigerian Football Federation has paid tribute to Super Eagles captain William Troost Ekong following his announcement of immediate retirement from international football. In a statement released recently, the NFF described Troost Ekong as a dedicated, selfless, and humble leader who served the national team with distinction throughout a decade-long international career. The statement reads, and I quote, after a dispassionate evaluation of the 10-year stewardship with the senior national team, the Nigerian Football Federation wishes to eulogize William Troost Ekong following his announcement of immediate retire from the international football. The Federation praised the defender for his unwavering passion, pride, and professionalism since making a debut in 2015. He said a statement further said, and I quote, Captain Troost Ekong was dedicated, selfless, and an humble leader of the Super Eagles for so many years. He served with gusto, zeal, and patriotic fervor, and he bestrode the pitch with passion, pride, purpose, and commendable sense of duty. That was coming from the NFF. Yes, moving on, still in the world of soccer, where I've got this on the EPL. Saliba, Trossard, Mascara, that full of Arsenal trip to Villa, says Arteta. Arsenal manager Mikel Arteta have confirmed that several first-team players remain doubtful of the matchday 15 trip to Aston Villa. Speaking recently, Arteta said final training grounds assessment will determine his squad for the early kickoff. Press for update. The Arsenal boss set the tone early ahead of the opener at Villa Park. He said, let's see, I think with all this question, I am going to get the answer. Unfortunately, it is going to be the same. We have another training session every hour. It's going to be very important to see the availability of the players. After that, we will decide which one. That was coming from Mikel Arteta. Moving on, where I've got this coming from Turkey, as they ordered arrest of 29 footballers in betting scandal. Istanbul Public Prosecutor Office has said it had ordered the arrest of 46 people, among them 29 football players, as part of the sprawling investigation into illegal betting on Turkish matches. Amongst the arrested players, 27 of them are suspected to have bet on matches involving their own team, in which they themselves were playing. The prosecutor office said in a statement, 18 people were held in Turkey in a probe into referees suspected of betting on football matches. The Istanbul prosecutor officially said in early November, a week before the TFF suspended 149 referees accused of betting on matches. The Turkish Football Federation announced that its disciplinary committee has imposed suspensions of between 8 and 12 months on several officials implicated in the ongoing betting scandal. The Federation noted that inquiries remain active regarding 3 additional referees. According to the TFF findings, a review of 571 referees working across Turkey professional league uncovered that 371 had open sports betting accounts, with 152 were found to have placed wagers on the account. Among those named in the Federation latest statement was Metehan Balataki of reigning champions Galatasaray, who had already received a 9-month ban earlier in the month for his involvement. The scandal has sent shockwaves through Turkish football. Recently, 6 referees were placed in pre-trial detention, along with the president of Eyüpspor, a club competing in the top-flight Super League. Prosecutors did not disclose the identities of the 26 players accused of betting on matches involving their own clubs, though they confirmed that Fenerbahce midfielder Met Akanyadas allegedly placed wagers using another person's account. Authorities reported that police have detained 35 of the 46 individuals named in the arrest warrants, while 5 suspects are currently believed to be outside the country. The warrants also target 2 club presidents accused of trying to manipulate the result of the 3rd division fixture during the 2023-2024 season. The match had raised suspicions after neither team attempted a single shot on goal, a detail that Turkish media say triggered the broader investigation. To date, the TFF has issued suspensions on more than 1,000 players nationwide, including 25 from the Super League. The penalties range from 45-day ban to a year-long suspension. Yes, still in the world of soccer, and you're still on to Sports Diaries, coming to you from iPower 102.7 FM, where I've got this coming. We're moving on to transfer rumors in the world of soccer. The trending transfer rumors, and we will be starting with Real Madrid, as they could rival Manchester United to sign Olympiacos wonder king Christos Mouzakitis. Recent reports say the 18-year-old midfielder recently impressed the UEFA Champions League against Real Madrid, leading Los Blancos manager Xavi Alonso to sing his praises after the game. As such, the likes of AC Milan, Juventus, and Atletico Madrid are also tracking his development. The Greece international will be available for transfer at around 45 million euros as things stand, although that may increase in January. Still talking transfer, where Tottenham Hotspur could launch a 40 million euro bid for Brighton and Hove-born defender Jean-Paul Van Eyck in 2026. According to recent reports, Spurs have a long-term admirer of Netherlands centre-back and even considered formally bidding to sign him last summer before turning their attention elsewhere. Van Eyck has continued to impress from Brighton this term, playing 14 times for the club in the Premier League to date, and with his current deal expiring in June 2027, a transfer next year remains a distant possibility. Still talking transfer, where Arsenal are keeping an eye on LJ midfielder Rodrigo Mendoza. According to recent reports, the Span under 21 international is one of the several talented youngsters being tracked by the Gunners following a strong start to the La Liga season. Primarily used as a central midfielder, Mendoza has played 10 times in the league this time, scoring once. Still talking transfer, moving on to Crystal Palace striker Jean-Philippe Mateta, as he has opened the door to a potential departure from Crystal Palace in January amid continued interest from Manchester United. Mateta is reported to have communicated his desires to test himself at a higher level, prompting his team to explore possible options this winter. The France international has been in good form for Palace this season, scoring 7 Premier League goals already, and bid his excess up to 40 million euros could be enough to price him away from Selhurst Park. Still talking transfer, where AC Milan have agreed on a deal to sign 20-year-old fullback Juan Arizala from Deportivo Independent Medellin. Fabrizio Romano has revealed that a €3 million fee plus a future transfer clause are reported to be part of the deal after the youngster turned down proposal from England and Belgium. Arizala has been capped 22 times by Colombia under-20s, making his debut for the side at the beginning of 2025 and was part of the side that finished third at the under-20 World Cup. Yes, moving on, you're still on to Sports Diaries, coming to you from iPower 102.7 FM. Moving on, two fixtures that will be played today. That is the 6th of December, and fixtures that will be played tomorrow. That is the 7th of December. Beginning from matches that will be played today, talking English Premier League, where Aston Villa versus Arsenal kicks off by 1:30 p.m. AFC Bournemouth versus Chelsea kicks off by 4 p.m. Everton versus Nottingham Forest kicks off by 4 p.m. Manchester City versus Sunderland kicks off by 4 p.m. Newcastle United versus Burnley kicks off by 4 p.m. Tottenham Hotspur versus Brentford kicks off by 4 p.m. Leeds United versus Liverpool kicks off by 6:30 p.m. Moving on, still talking matches today, and moving to the English Champions League, while Charlton Athletic versus Portsmouth kicks off by 1:30 p.m. Derby County versus Leicester City kicks off by 1:30 p.m. Watford versus Norwich City kicks off by 1:30 p.m. Blackburn Rovers versus Sheffield Wednesday kicks off by 4 p.m. Bristol City versus Millwall kicks off by 4 p.m. Ipswich Town versus Coventry City kicks off by 4 p.m. Preston North End versus Wrexham kicks off by 4 p.m. Queen Park Rangers versus West Bromwich Albion kicks off by 4 p.m. Sheffield United versus Stoke City kicks off by 4 p.m. Southampton versus Birmingham City kicks off by 4 p.m. And finally, Swansea City versus Oxford United kicks off by 4 p.m. Yes, moving on, two matches that will be played on Sunday. That is tomorrow, the 7th of December, starting with the English Premier League, where Brighton of Albion versus West Ham United kicks off by 3 p.m. And finally, Fulham versus Crystal Palace kicks off by 5:30 p.m. And on to the Nigerian Professional League matches that will be played tomorrow, where Alkanemi Warriors versus Barra will kick off by 3 p.m. Abia Warriors versus Rivers United FC by 4 p.m. Kano Pillars versus Kun Khalifat FC kicks off by 4 p.m. Kwara United versus Niger Tornadoes kicks off by 4 p.m. Nasarawa United versus Shooting Stars FC kicks off by 4 p.m. Plateau United versus Warri Wolves kicks off by 4 p.m. Rangers International versus Bayelsa United kicks off by 4 p.m. Remo Stars versus Enyimba kicks off by 4 p.m. And finally, Wiki Diaries versus Ikorodu City kicks off by 4 p.m. Now, moving away from the world of soccer and moving into the world of boxing, where we've got this as boxers intensify preparation for Enyimba 2025 champs. Preparations by boxer scheduled to participate in the forthcoming tournament in Aba, the commercial nerve center of Abia State, tag the rising lion in the Elephant Showdown Boxing Championship Enyimba 2025. Eyeing top jar with champions set to defend their titles. Speaking from the training ground, the Southeastern Nigerian featherweight boxing champion and the bride Amangu Arochukwu Shibukwe Okoronko has said that he is leaving no stone unturned in ensuring that he successfully defends his title. He commended the promoters of the champions IKEUJ Boxing Promotions, the sanctioning body, the Nigerian Boxing Board of Control, and the sponsor, Abia State Government, for their role in the exciting clash scheduled to take place on Tuesday, December 16, 2025. The emerging boxing talent personally appreciated Governor Alex Oti for his sports-friendly disposition and assured that he would reciprocate with excellent performance. Meanwhile, the venue for the historic championship has been moved to Aba Sports Club 1926, according to ex-international boxer and promoter Mazi Ikechukwu Okoronko. The shift in venue is to ensure a heat-free outing. Mazi Okoronko revealed that all the boxers are also working tirelessly to secure victory at the expense of their opponents, and thanked Governor Alex Oti for this decision to revive boxing in Abia, which has produced many renowned boxers for featherweight category. It is Okoronko versus Nwabeke Ndubisi. In super featherweight, Israel Ogodo, Easy Money will take on Ude Chibueke, while in the lightweight, Chinanza Okoronko will square up against a deputy for the heavyweight class. Chukwu Chidozo will lock arms with Idris Abdukarim. The event will take place on Tuesday, December 16 at the Abba Sports Club 1926, number 1 Club Road, Abia State. The event is sanctioned by the Nigerian Boxing Board of Control and promoted by IKEUJ Boxing Operation Promotions, with the Abia State Governor as co-sponsor. Still talking boxing, we have got this coming from Joshua, as he says, Alexander Usyk says Joshua can kill Paul. From our undisputed heavyweight champion, Alexander Usyk has said genuine concerns for Jake Paul ahead of the December 19 fight against Anthony Joshua, warning that the British-Nigerian boxer could kill the YouTube-turned boxer. The Ukrainian was gone 24 rounds with Joshua across 2 fights without ever being beaten. Believes the size and experience difference between the two boxers could prove catastrophic for Paul. There is a staggering 52 IB difference between the last recorded fight weights, and Joshua also has a 5-inch height advantage over the American. Usyk said, and I quote, if Anthony Joshua wants, he will just kill the guy. Listen, a lot of questions, blah, blah, blah. Anthony Joshua is an Olympic champion. Faster, Jake Paul, yeah, a sportsman, a YouTuber, a showman. Joshua is Rolls Royce. Joshua is Rolls Royce, while Jake is Fiat. Listen, it is true. It's just true. Yes, I pray for Jake Paul because I want to fight with Jake Paul in the octagon. Usyk added, having moved up from cruiserweight to heavyweight himself, Usyk knows exactly what it means to step in with a much bigger opponent. The Ukrainian was considered by many as one of the greatest cruiserweighters, even before moving up and finding similar success at the heavyweight, becoming undisputed champion twice despite already giving up size. Yes, moving on, still talking the clash between Joshua and Paul. Joshua makes weight for her 100 million Paul fight. Two-time heavyweight champion Anthony Joshua is on wait for his heavyweight fight with Jake Paul, with just 2 weeks to go until the highly anticipated bout in Miami. The British fighter, the YouTuber turned boxer on December 19 in a 6-round contest that has generated significant interest due to the weight and experience. This disparity between the fighters. Joshua, a 36-year-old, cannot weigh more than 17 ST, 17 IB, 111 kg. For the context, posting a video on social media, Joshua showed he was 110.6 kg as he stepped on the scale, indicating he's on track to make the weight easy. Joshua said, and I quote, "They must have forgot. I am used to dealing with big weights and scales. The weight discrepancy is a big talking point." The 28-year-old Paul operating mostly as cruiserweight for much of his boxing career, while Joshua is a two-time heavyweight world champion. Joshua promoter at the end said Paul Stem wanted the Watford fighter to weigh in even lighter before they agreed on 111 kg. Heavyweight traditionally don't cut any weight. Paul heaviest weight was 103 kg for his fight against Mike Tyson last year. Both fighters who wear regulation 10 ounce gloves. Still talking boxing, where I've got this come from Ibebuchi as he eyes for man record in December bout. Nigerian heavyweight veteran Ike Ibebuchi will return to the ring on December 24 in Lagos, where he will fight for the World Boxing Bureau Heavyweight Championship with an eye on breaking Judge Foreman's age record. A victory in the highly anticipated showdown at the Teslim Balogun Stadium would place the 52-year-old on course to become the oldest man to win the recognized heavyweight title, surpassing Foreman, who set the record at 45 in 1994. The WBB, a global boxing body, has been in existence for 26 years, has officially sanctioned the Lagos contest, which will stream on Prize Fighting TV. Ibebuchi will face Kabiru Lawi in the 12th round main event on the packed fight card, promoted by Prize Fighting TV. Promoter Mian Akiri said Lagos show is set to give the world from a world-rated boxer a clear pathway in his compound. He noted that victory in December will put Ibebuchi in a position to fight Alexander Usyk, the ring heavyweight champion, adding that the team simply want a fair, organized fight night that marks the next stage of his compound, of his comeback. Ibebuchi has also spoken openly about his ambitions, saying, "The fire for me to become the undisputed heavyweight champion of the world is burning hot within me. I will knock Usyk out just like George Foreman knocked out Michael Mora." Talking boxing, where we've got the sad one from Segun Awolowo as Osibanjo Akpabio Seriki governors honor Segun Awolowo at his funeral service. The funeral service for the grandson of the late Chief Obafemi Awolowo and former executive director of the Nigerian You're still on to Sports Diaries, coming to you from iPower 102.7 FM. Moving on, still talking boxing, of course. We have got this Joshua Paul fighting for money. The December 19 heavyweight bout between British Nigerian Anthony Joshua and YouTuber turned boxer Jake Paul at the Casey Center in Miami has been described as a money fight for both combatants. While Joshua is set for a career high payday, controversial social media personality Andrew Tate attributed that Paul views the fight as retirement money. Promoter Adian confirmed that Joshua will receive the biggest plus to date, adding that the former two-time unified heavyweight champion remains focused on the long-term plan beyond the ball clash. He said, and I quote, we're fighting Jake Paul and retiring. We've got massive plans for 2026. We are going to have a run out here, make a career high payday, and then go back into the camp for serious stuff next year. The fight streamed live on Netflix is scheduled for a 3-minute round and is reported to be worth $100 million in purse. Yes, still talking boxing. We have got this coming from the WBC as they order Itoma versus Okoli as start to eliminator. British Nigerian boxer Moses Itoma and Lawrence Okoli have been ordered to face each other in the WBC heavyweight final eliminator, with the winner becoming a mandatory challenger for the unified champion Alexander Usyk. The order made by WBC President Mauricio Suleiman at the governing body annual convention in Bangkok has said major questions about the heavyweight division hierarchy, particularly regarding interim coach Ajit Kabayel. Okoli ranked first with the WBC, and Itoma ranked fourth. Both British Nigerian fighters promoted by Queensberry Promotions both already have fights scheduled over the next 2 months, with Okoli set to fight in Nigeria in December 14, while Itoma is expected to face Damon Franklin on January 24. The order came after trainer Joe Gallagher requested that Okoli, a two-division champion, be named a mandatory challenger. However, Suleiman rejected the idea, saying we do not favor mandating fight as a protocol if the bouts are not the highest possible level. British Boxing Board of Controller Robert Smith object to the pairing, announcing that is not going to happen. It is sensible, but it's not going to happen. This promoted Suleiman to challenge Smith, asking, do you work for Queensberry? This is not your opinion. This is your opinion, and you are interfering. And with that, we've come to a wrap on today's edition of Sports Diaries. Many thanks to those who made today's program possible. Many thanks to those who are here with me in the studios this beautiful morning. Many thanks to those who tuned in to listen to this program this morning. Until next time, I remain your favorite sports diva. Keep loving the game and stay sporting. God bless you.